It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you wanna don't hear all these bad politicians then we call themselves. Maiyegun la mo la mo do.
Hello there.
Maiyegun la mo la mo do.
It seems that Facebook is Facebooking tonight. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Politico.
Tonight, we are going to listen to the third part of Atiku Gate. If you are up for it, share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tag them, tell them that Maiyegun today. Tonight, you are going to have an idea of what Atiku have in stock for Wike, and why Wike said he has to demolish this entire house. Stop Atiku. For who? For Tinubu.
And yes, we like
read the caption, right? And then share the broadcast. Read the description as well. And drop your offering. We are about to start.
And yes, we like and yes, we like
Thank you. That is the new release. Maiyegun. Thank you. And for those who are probably checking, who were those guys? They were the same people who made the first 8 track. Baba we nowhere, they shouted me look on. And they shake like they shake. Baba we know well. They shouted me look on. We pay. And they shake like they shake. Baba we know well. They shouted me look on. Baby look on. Baby look on. Baba we know well. They shouted me look on. And they shake like they shake. And if you think they are being petty, then you haven't really seen pettiness. Do you want me to show you one before we get fully into this? I'll show you one. It actually happened today. So if you are talking about pettiness, right? Take a look at this former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today. Just talking about being petty. But talking about being petty or not, let's get down to the barrage of expose coming up against Atiku Abubakar. I mean, see, when I was growing up here, they used to say, if you want to know the history of your family, please, go and contest for political office. Of course, even the history that none of your family members have shared with you, you're going to see them right there. But this is a different ball game. The guy that told us about the SPV, the guy that told us about Atiku's, corruption and all of that, the same guy that made an expose on the family, the desperado family of Atiku, 31 children, desperate to become a multi-billionaire the moment their father becomes the president of Nigeria. All these are scandals that Atiku have chosen to ignore, but the guy keeps giving. Yeah, the guy happened to be a giver that continued to give. He worked with them. He was closer to them. And he's here just giving you an idea how messed up Nigeria has been. Why did I say that? In Nigeria, they have a security system that only protects the criminal politicians, the elite, the ruling class, and their friends and families. In their job, they are meant to scrutinize, screen all the characters and then criminals that are, popping up to run for political office. That's their job. But they didn't. You know what happened? Because Nigeria is a crime scene. It is not a place where criminals are really punished. Let me tell you the truth. Because the real criminals are the ones making the laws and executing the same law. That is why when you see people in prison and you see those outside prison sending them to the prison, and then you see those that are standing up and running for office, ex-drug lord, vice president, the most corrupt one. All of those information coming up are just to show you the characters that the leadership in Nigeria is made of. However, it is also an insight. It's an opportunity for you to have an insight into what you probably didn't do, or you are building your hope on, only to be disappointed, heartbroken, and then feel like, oh, they did that. Because you set yourself, majority of you always set yourselves up for these criminals to take advantage of, right? However, for the record and for posterity's sake, it is ideal for the truth never to be watered down, just as the system in Nigeria watered down things like this. And you see, go on and dance and shake and do all of that, queue in the rain and all of that, even kill for them just to give them that power, and then they deal with you. And you look for somebody else to blame. Mostly, some of you blame your village people. I'll come back to that. So this guy has given us a new insight. This time around, he gave us exactly how Wike was played out, how Wike was duped. Tambuwa collected money from Wike for the delegate from Northwest, Abina, Northwest of PDP, only for him to pay that money to them and deliver them to Atiku. And $5 million for Aju, to get Okowa accepted after they have, after Okowa has given them the unhindered access to the Delta State people's money. Papa, they are taking loan in Delta State for project that doesn't exist. And they are taking the loan and they are diverting them into PDP Atiku's project. Baba, I am going to actually, first of all, how should I do it? I think I should give you in part. Then I will now give you the full content. Then I will now add my own jara and I will leave you with your own conscience. Whatever you pick out of that, it's up to you. But you will never pretend that you didn't know. Okay? That's one thing. That's what you call posterity. Of course, I heard about it that time. Even though they will tell you, is my enemy at work? Enemy at work. Baba, there is no enemy at work. Your criminal politicians, from Tinubu to Atiku, these two, they are the shaitani that you are paying millions of naira to go and stone in Mecca. Sorry, apologies to my Muslim brothers and sisters. I didn't, you know what I mean. But I'm just saying that the devil lives with you. Okay? And if you actually stone them, right there, you probably will be doing the right thing. However, let's get down to it. This guy gave us the first part, the second part. Now, this is like the striking part. And according to him, it's not done yet. Of course, APC Egbekegbe is milking it. There is more than just milking it. Let's take a listen. If you are settled.
Governor Wike's crisis with Atiku did not begin during the PDP presidential primaries of 2022. Because way back in 2020, at the time when Atiku was seriously considering retirement, until his children literally, in his own words, forced him to run again, I was having a conversation via email with Atiku. I was complaining about the pulling down of a hotel for breaching COVID protocols in Port Harcourt by Governor Wike. Governor Wike's crisis with Atiku did not begin during the PDP presidential primaries of 2022. Because way back in 2020, at the time when Atiku was seriously considering retirement, until his children literally, in his own words, forced him to run again, I was having a conversation via email with Atiku. I was complaining about the pulling down of a hotel for breaching COVID protocols in Port Harcourt by Governor Wike. I felt that behavior was confounding to me. Atiku had told me when the conversation went towards the presidential politics that, in his estimation, Wike will be a lame duck by 2022 because, in his own words, Wike cannot match him money for money because Wike will be saving up money for his retirement. There's nothing Wike was ever going to do that would have sat right with Atiku, especially because Atiku's cabal fear that Wike's strong personality will be a problem for them if they want to control him. And sure, they will want to control him because, after all, they have control over their own master. Now you are going to like this one. Governor Okowa of Delta State is Atiku's running mate for vice president. Prince Olatunji Olusoji is Okowa's senior special advisor on special duties. He's a party-loving man and spends his money on Atiku's campaign. But you can see from his WhatsApp chats and phone conversations with me that he does not want Atiku and Okowa to win. He uses very strong words like Okowa must perish. He describes Atiku as being desperate, a betrayer, and deceitful. Prince Olatunji is angry about the looting of the resources of Delta State to fund Atiku's desperation. He goes on to assert very strongly that Governor Okowa, his employer, paid a bribe of $5 million to a certain General Gusau, who, along with the PDP chairman Ayu, went around to meet some notable people in Nigeria to ensure that Okowa, rather than Governor Wike, emerged as, the VP candidate of the party. Listen very carefully to his words, read carefully his messages, and understand the true state of mind of genuine Atiku followers and supporters who are still within that system. Olusoji is not an ex-aide or a former aide like myself. He is a currently serving aide who is angry about both injustice, about corruption, and the likes. Will you also accuse him of having collected 200 million from some other opponent? Will he be called a blackmailer as well? Listen to the genuineness of his anger and understand the true state of mind of a lot of other Atiku supporters and aides, whose testimonies I will also be putting out in the sequel to this episode.
Atiku say no get money again. Don't borrow.
They say not get the kind of money to take contest election.
What the shit?
They say not get money this time to run this election. It's broke.
But why Atiku go dey fight Wike? Who are the Atiku's advisors? Okay, bro, see,
Now Okowa and Ayu name is leader. Ayu, especially Ayu. Okowa is using Ayu to do the damage.
But the damage will be for all of them now. If the entire party loses, not be all of them lose.
You know what happened? Before the primaries, Okowa and Ayu went round. Ayu carried Okowa. Okowa went to they gave General Gusa $5 million.
Wow.
So General Gusa went to work on IBB.
Okay.
IBB and General Gusa, IBB and General Gusa were the ones who imposed Okowa on Atiku.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. They were the ones. You know, see, as Wike disgrace Atiku.
Yes, now. I support Wike. I stand with Wike.
And in the say Atiku they lie, he exposed Atiku the way Atiku they talk lie. Atiku they lie. He finished Atiku.
Yes, no.
Atiku knows about the plot. He was just going to deceive Wike. Wike don't disgrace our public now.
You say your governor don't carry state enter debt, and he's saying collect loan of 140 billion over Atiku matter.
His total amount of loan he don't collect almost 250 billion.
Jesus.
Almost 250 billion he don't collect. This Atiku matter. Tell the sponsor Atiku.
Atiku say no get money again. Don't bro.
They say not really get money to take contest election.
What a shame. How would Nigeria get better? And like you rightly said in your message to me that time, you said Atiku will not appoint people based on competence because he has made promises to different people.
Of course.
So how is he going to make the country work? How?
We are not going anywhere.
I won't lie to you. I don't see you people winning this election. You will not win this election.
They look for money. They want to live like now their papa election. They want to extort people.
Yes.
Crazy people.
No.
This is a papa extortion. They are story full everywhere.
Kai. This
they are story everywhere for town. They are story everywhere in Abuja. People don't know them.
Very crazy.
They don't know them. So they want to extort people. Use their papa election to make money.
Atiku's daughter Hawa also goes ahead.
Did you hear that part? Yeah. Delta states, in debt of 250 billion because of Atiku's presidential ambition. There is more, including what Atiku's daughter said. Remember, it was Atiku's daughter, Hawa, that told the whole world that the firstborn, Muhammad Abubakar, the secondborn, and in fact, the dream of all the 31 children of Atiku is to become a multi-billionaire so that they can live outside Nigeria after their father's time. Just like you see, Bokwari's children, they don't live in Nigeria. They only visit Nigeria. Bokwari's family, they don't live there. They only visit there now. The first lady and her children, they live in Dubai. The ones that are in Nigeria, they are just there to sign check. Those ones are appointed into different choice ministries in Abuja, right? So they come around and just show face, get the money, and probably just go somewhere else. So Atiku's children said that on, they told the whole world, go and see the scandal, part 2. I'll let this guy finish the second part. And then I will add my
daughter Hawa also goes ahead to let me into the most sinister part of that family that lies behind the facade and most people do not know. Quite scary. She reminds me that her father is still a very ruthless Fulani man who, once he decides to deal with anybody, will do so mercilessly. And so she threatens that if Atiku wins the presidency, he will, whip her own words, Governor Wike into shape, into line, into submission. The other things she said, I can't put out here in very good conscience. But this should be enough to give you insight, a little, no matter how infinitesimal, into the minds of these people and how they work. Do you want this in Aso Rock? Finally, and again you will love this one even better, are the words of Atiku's own daughter, Hawa Atiku Uwais, who says to me clearly her father's desperate philosophy that money is the be-all and end-all in politics. Atiku believes that his money will win him the presidency. She also, states very clearly that her father just does not get it, that money cannot buy genuine followership. And this coming from a girl who herself is as desperate as the word desperate in capital letters. I am not the one who said this. Atiku's own daughter said this. Will you also accuse Atiku's daughter of having collected 200 million? Will you call her a blackmailer as well? Hear her very words and understand the mindset of the person who would have you elect him to become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It's never about the money, but he doesn't understand. Money is important.
Money is important to get things done.
Yes.
But it's not important to inspire followership. If money was important, Daddy would have been the president of this country twice over.
Yes. That's the point.
That is the point. He doesn't seem to get it. He does not seem to get it.
Sure.
You think it's only about money? Go and ask that. Why is he still facing problems? Out of all the contenders that have contended for the office of the president of Nigeria, nobody even had the kind of money that Obasanjo has come and gone. Adua has come and gone. Jonathan has come and gone. This one now is here doing his nonsense. Which one do they have more than that?
That's the truth.
Which money do they have more than that?
That's the truth.
Which money do they have more than daddy? But did you hear the part? What the plan is for Wike and so many other people that Atiku as a Fulani man, he will never forget. And he will never forgive. Just like Boko Haram. I mean, although they are playing it down, we have heard so much. And this seems to be things that people have already sort of preempted anyway. People feel like they knew all these things before now, but never as detailed and then as confirmed or verified by the people concerned, by their own words, by the way. That's Atiku. But with a Wike that is fighting, and then what is wrong with this Wike? What is always wrong with this Wike? You didn't know that the guy is fighting for his afterlife. You will feel sorry for Wike. If he run away, they will hunt him down. And Wike knows. He knows. The moment Wike met with Tinubu, his fate was sealed. And that is why Atiku is the gambler in this charade, and somebody that you are likely going to underrate and then put behind, and then he is expecting to pull a surprise that many of you believe that should be dead on arrival. DOA. So Wike that you are seeing with other 5 governors, the same Atiku told Autumn in Benue that why is Autumn always complaining about Fulani? It's the only Fulani that are criminals in Benue. What about other people that are armed robbers? What about that, this and that? Why is he always about Fulani? So Autumn too, no get immunity after this, after May this year. So they have seen what Atiku would do to them. In fact, what Atiku would do to them, whatever Bokwari is doing right now will be a child's play. The Fulanis are not going anywhere. The terrorists are not going anywhere. With Atiku and Tifnumbu and the shitty man behind, they are going nowhere. The nightmare, the trauma seems like it's going to be everlasting. You're going to have to get used to it. People are going to be like hunted down. Wike and the rest are not fighting. And let me tell you something. Here is the significant part of this whole thing, which politics transcend to afterward. I'll tell you. The G5 that people are now calling the G failure, that they have lost the momentum. In fact, the rumor that has it that they are no longer united, like to choose and say this is the person we are following. Their survivor that they are now hanging on the right of the people, this or that. It's not. It's their own survivor. But here is something you should know, very significant. The 5 of them, 4 out of them are suffering from the invasion of Fulani terrorists in their different states. They have recorded thousands of casualties put together in the last 7 years under APC. They have made statements, they have made moves that the likes of Atiku considered as anti-Fulani. So personally, apart from politics behind it, they know the man very close. And here it is. Abia is suffering from the Fulani terrorist invasion. Enugu is suffering from terrorist Fulani invasion. Oyo is suffering from terrorist Fulani terrorist invasion. Benue is leading the pack with Fulani terrorist invasion. Wike is able to latch on that and tell them more about Atiku and what they have in stock when another Fulani terrorist and their lackeys and the criminals that he is also promising heaven and earth over your lives. Once they gain that access, your problem continues. But wait, they cheated me. I don't have that same problem, or I don't have that much problem of the Fulani terrorism in my state. But they cheated me. This Fulani Atiku terror, these guys, these con men, they cheated me. So if all of you are very much okay, why don't you just join me? So they became 5. How did they cheat with Wike? Do you know that presidential ambition of Wike actually cost the people of Rivers State more than 470 billion naira? Go and check it. Yes, you have heard about Delta State taking a loan of 250 billion from different parts of the world, including Nigeria, to fund Atiku. With a Wike that wanted to be president of people destroying people last year. Do you know that journey? That expensive fantasy actually cost the people of Rivers State over 470 billion naira. Yes. Do you also know that the current governorship candidate of PDP, where Wike's candidate in Rivers State, do you know that he is a wanted, Obongbo you get, Esprit de Kobo, let's just say, do you know that the EFCC are looking for him is the accountant general of Rivers State under Wike? Okay, now he is the one in charge of all that money and how everything went. He is going to be the one to be the next their governor. That's Wike's candidate. Do you know that he's been wanted for they call it missing, but it's not missing. A missing 600 billion naira of Rivers State money that couldn't be accounted for. Do you know that? You don't. Okay. Where Wike invested so much money in that charade. And where was that money? That was the moment where Wike was going everywhere up north. And he was making donation. This is also market born in Sokoto, where the Wike was there. Coronavirus lockdown, palliative, this and that. People are contributing palliative. Where the Wike was up north, donating hundreds and hundreds of millions of naira of River State money. Because Tambuwa told him to. Okay? By 2022, where the Wike was donating as much as 500 million naira per the people who benefited up north. This market born, where the Wike gave them 500 million. This palace, so they attacked this village, where the Wike went there, he gave them 200 million, 500 million, 100 million. All of this was because it was a thing, he thought it was in partnership with Tambuwa. So, on the day of the Congress, Tambuwa was to deliver at least 214 delegate votes from Northwest. At least. That is minimum. And Tambuwa charged Wike for each delegate. Remember, they were sharing dollars. You remember that time? That they said sometimes they were sharing fake dollars at the PDP Congress. Okay, I'll tell you if you have forgotten. Atiku then, like you heard in that video, didn't really have much money anymore. But what Atiku is saying to everybody that is ready to come on board is that, see, if you invest your money, I'll give you this when I become president. If you give this, and I will give you that. I will give you this one. You can take this part. This part of Nigeria is yours. That particular ministry is going to be yours. This one, you know what I mean? That is the only thing that Atiku is now offering. So people are now investing. Those who have their states, they are dipping their hands into their state cover, investing billions. You see these ones you are hearing, those are just that, yeah? So when it was the delegation time to vote for candidates, you know what happened there? When Atiku was sharing $25,000, when the Wike was told to calm down, they won't share dollars. Tambuwa would take care of them. From what we heard though, Tambuwa was to pay each delegate 10 million naira each one, and at least 214. With Wike down south, he himself was going to deliver at least 250 at least from southern Nigeria delegate. So he was going to fund that himself. Tambuwa and those others, they are to fund in northern Nigeria. That was why when Wike appeared at that Congress, it was full of life. It was full of confidence. Because you know what? What's come to worse with what he has spent, he will leave that place as the presidential candidate of PDP with a minimum of 400 delegate votes. So he walked in and he said, anybody that emerged from this Congress today, I am going to support him. I am going to do everything to, because according to him, he felt like if he could defeat Atiku that way, Atiku may start to move mad in order to decamp, not supporting him. So he felt like he was prepared. That was when Tambuwa disappointed him. Tambuwa didn't even just do it codedly. Tambuwa came on the podium and he told all of the delegates that they should go and vote for Atiku. Where the Wike's ego got so deflated. Totally. Like, what kind of betrayal is this? We've been friends so much. Like, where the Wike, the governor of the second richest state in Nigeria, was actually was saving Sokoto State from bankruptcy for straight 3 years, uninterrupted. They didn't declare out. River States, where they were ferrying money of River State into Sokoto State. And immediately after their Congress, it was made clear Sokoto State will be bankrupt soon. They couldn't pay their salary. Wike was giving Tambuwa money to pay salary. This was how much he invested. That's why he was so much confident. So he got so deflated. He didn't believe what happened. Right? Then he started hearing that they are going to deal with him for the effrontery, for the audacity to challenge Waziri. That's when Wike said, well, I would have to fight for my life now. This PDP is not going anywhere. We'll destroy everything. So back to the G5, they became popular around that time, especially with the obedient who were enjoying Wike and all of that. But they started suspecting him, like, no, you better be careful. Where the Wike is fighting for his survivor, and as it is, it will pitch his tent, with those who are going to guarantee that it's not going to end up being haunted. And when it comes to the game of power, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about Nigeria. Haven't you noticed? You haven't. Well, I'm telling you. That is why when they tell you, when they want to bobo you, when they do all these shenanigans and all of that, and they tell you, they say, in politics, there is no permanent friend, there is no permanent enemy, only permanent interest. Then I told you, I said, ask them, whose interest is that permanent interest? Their interest or your interest? Of course, their interest. So it'd be like, say, the obedient got the gist earlier, and they said, you better don't rely. Where the Wike publicly said he met with Tinubu. But here is the deal. When they met with Tinubu, Tinubu gave and agreed to everything where the Wike demanded. What are the things Wike demanded? Number one is candidates, PDP governorship candidates in Rivers State, is not going to be challenged. If Tinubu become president, they're not going to go to a tribunal and then decide to send him away. That's first of the deal. Because they will do everything to make sure that Wike get his own man that is going to cover his ass when it's no longer that the entertaining Wike anymore. So you need the assurance from whoever is going to be the president that they're not going to check him out, they're not going to look into anything. Tinubu said, granted. So what happened to the APC candidates in Rivers State? We'll do everything to step them down for you. What else do you need? Well, that's all I need first. Apart from that, you will not use your government to hunt me for whatever I have, stolen myself. That's the smallest thing. Don't worry. Esprit de corps, esprit de corps. So people started noticing that he's going to actually have to pitch his tent with Tinubu, which he, as part of the system, believe stands better chance than Obi. So before you know it, they lost that relevance, right? And that is why today, in the next few days, and the days after, and the days and days that will lead to the Charade election and all that, I don't want you to probably pretend that anything shocks you. Okay? So, I am going to replay this in full. Then I'm going to take you from there to whom I hear, where Kalu was in Abia today. And what did he say there? After that, or should I actually say, if this kind of scandal is not bothering Atiku, and the people of Delta State have no idea of their own destiny that have been mortgaged for this show, and how much of that they are still going to have to cough out to get these rogues and give them that power, maybe we should go to Asaba immediately after listening to this full clip. This time around, it's going to be the full clip, not in part. Just before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, articulate, or let me say, Atiku Gate, or the Atiku Gate part 3 in full. Do whatever you want or whatever you like with this information. I'll be back after it.
Governor Wike's crisis with Atiku did not begin during the PDP presidential primaries of 2022. Because way back in 2020, at the time when Atiku was seriously considering retirement, until his children literally, in his own words, forced him to run again, I was having a conversation via email with Atiku. I was complaining about the pulling down of a hotel for breaching COVID protocols in Port Harcourt by Governor Wike. I felt that behavior was confounding to me. Atiku had told me when the conversation went towards the presidential politics that in his estimation, Wike will be a lame duck by 2022 because, in his own words, Wike cannot match him money for money because Wike will be saving up money for his retirement. There's nothing Wike was ever going to do that would have sat right with Atiku, especially because Atiku's cabal fear that Wike's strong personality will be a problem for them if they want to control him. And sure, they will want to control him because, after all, they have control over their own master. Now you are going to like this one. Governor Okowa of Delta State is Atiku's running mate for vice president. Prince Olatunji Olusoji is Okowa's senior special advisor on special duties. He's a party-loving man and spends his money on Atiku's campaign. But you can see from his WhatsApp chats and phone conversations with me that he does not want Atiku and Okowa to win. He uses very strong words like Okowa must perish. He describes Atiku as being desperate, a betrayer, and deceitful. Prince Olatunji is angry about the looting of the resources of Delta State to fund Atiku's desperation. He goes on to assert very strongly that Governor Okowa, his employer, paid a bribe of $5 million to a certain General Gusau, who, along with the PDP chairman, Ayu, went around to meet some notable people in Nigeria to ensure that Okowa, rather than Governor Wike, emerged as, the VP candidate of the party. Listen very carefully to his words, read carefully his messages, and understand the true state of mind of genuine Atiku followers and supporters who are still within that system. Olusoji is not an ex-aide or a former aide like myself. He is a currently serving aide who is angry about both injustice, about corruption, and the likes. Will you also accuse him of having collected 200 million from some other opponent? Will he be called a blackmailer as well? Listen to the genuineness of his anger and understand the true state of mind of a lot of other Atiku supporters and aides, whose testimonies I will also be putting out in the sequel to this episode.
Atiku say no get money again.
They say not get the kind of money to take contest election now.
What the shit?
They say not get money this time to run this election. It's broke.
But why Atiku go the fight Wike? Who are the Atiku's advisors? Okay, bro, see,
Okowa and Ayu name is leader. Okowa and Ayu, especially Ayu. Okowa is using Ayu to do the damage.
But the damage will be for all of them now. If the entire party loses, not be all of them lose.
You know what happened? Before the primaries, Okowa and Ayu went round. Ayu carried Okowa. Okowa went to they gave General Gusau $5 million.
Wow.
So General Gusau went to work on IBB.
Okay.
IBB and General Gusau, IBB and General Gusau were the ones who imposed Okowa on Atiku.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. They were the ones. You know, see, as Wike disgrace Atiku.
Yes, no. I support Wike. I stand with Wike.
And in the say Atiku they lie, he expose Atiku the way Atiku they talk lie. Atiku they lie. He finish Atiku.
Yes, no.
Atiku knows about the plot. He was just going to deceive Wike. Wike don't disgrace our public now.
You say your governor don't carry state enter debt, and he's saying collect loan of 140 billion over Atiku matter.
This total amount of loan we don't collect now almost 250 billion.
Jesus.
Almost 250 billion they don't collect. Over this Atiku matter. They sponsor Atiku.
Atiku say no get money again.
They say not get the kind of money to take contest election now.
What the shit? How would Nigeria get better? And like you rightly said in your message to me at that time, you said Atiku will not appoint people based on competence because he has made promises to different people.
Of course.
So how is he going to make the country work? How?
Of course. No, we are not going anywhere.
I won't lie to you. I don't see you people winning this election. You will not win this election.
They look for money. They want to live like now their papa election. They want to extort people.
Yes.
Crazy people.
No.
Yeah. This is a papa extortion. They are story full everywhere.
Kai. This
They are story everywhere for fun. They are story everywhere in Abuja. People don't know them.
Very crazy.
They don't know them. So they want to extort people. Use their papa election to make money.
Atiku's daughter Hawa also goes ahead to let me into the most sinister part of that family that lies behind the facade and most people do not know. Quite scary. She reminds me that her father is still a very ruthless Fulani man who, once he decides to deal with anybody, will do so mercilessly. And so she threatens that if Atiku wins the presidency, he will, whip, her own words, Governor Wike into shape, into line, into submission. The other things she said, I can't put out here in very good conscience, but this should be enough to give you insight, a little, no matter how infinitesimal, into the minds of these people and how they work. Do you want this in Aso Rock? Finally, and again you will love this one even better, are the words of Atiku's own daughter, Hawa Atiku Uwais, who says to me clearly her father's desperate philosophy that money is the be-all and end-all in politics. Atiku believes that his money will win him the presidency. She also, states very clearly that her father just does not get it, that money cannot buy genuine followership. And this coming from a girl who herself is as desperate as the word desperate in capital letters. I am not the one who said this. Atiku's own daughter said this. Will you also accuse Atiku's daughter of having collected 200 million? Will you call her a blackmailer as well? Hear her very words and understand the mindset of the person who would have you elect him to become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
It's never about the money, but he doesn't understand. Money is important.
Money is important to get things done.
Yes.
But it's not important to inspire followership. If money was important, Daddy would have been the president of this country twice over.
Yes. That's the point.
That is the point. He doesn't seem to get it. He does not seem to get it.
Sure.
You think it's only about money? Go and ask that. Why is he still facing problems? Out of all the contenders that have contended for the office of the president of Nigeria, nobody even had the kind of money that Obasanjo has come and gone. Eradu has come and gone. Jonathan has come and gone. This one now is here doing his nonsense. Which one do they have more than that?
That's the truth.
Which money do they have more than that?
That's the truth.
Governor Wike's crisis with.
So, like I said, you can do whatever you like with that information and what you have just listened to. The G5, led by Wike, they are now just mere paper tigers, paper bulldogs. They can only bark now. They can no longer bite. And I'll tell you why. It's such a joke, right? After living in denial for so long, that because they belong, like they'll say, Omo, no, they waste your time. Oh. If this person belong to the streets, from the streets, they come, and then to the streets, they will end. They are the criminal organization responsible for everything that you are witnessing in every part of Nigeria today. And they are doing all of this by their actions and their inactions on some other things as co-conspirators, co-oppressors. So if the society, if the mood of the people is that they are done with the relics, they are done with the rigged system, they are done with the establishment, and you belong to that establishment, so you begin to give them the vibe that, okay, I think we agree with you. So it's going to be so hard, so difficult to then come public only to identify with one of the relics. That is why they are now so kind of hard to gain the same momentum that they gained in the last at least 8 months. Market don't they finish for shop? Where the weakest dance and bites are just for entertainment now. And I believe that he himself knows, and that is why he is probably never going to tell you his presidential candidate. That's why you're going to know he's a coward too. But he may shock us. So people are so 100% sure that he has settled for Kalu. But here is the trick. In case if you are new to politics, let me tell you the plan. From what we know, in order to save his face, Wike and the G5, especially places like Benue, Abia, Enugu, and Rivers, the areas that especially the Fulani terrorists have shown them shaggy, and they can actually anger their own failure on the hostility that the federal government of Nigeria has been protecting against them anyway. However, it is becoming so tough to then end up having to back the same APC, for survivor. So the plan is that they will ensure that Tinubu get 25% in those places for APC, or even more. But it's not going to be an outright win or declaration. But the obedient are saying, Maiyegun, don't worry. All these people think that them go do this one, them go decide this or that, and them go tell us who to, you know what I mean? But you know, I've told you I'm just a referee, right? That's why I said you can do whatever you like with that information. I think we should quickly go to Umahia instead of Asaba. We can come back to Asaba. Here is the man that the likes of Wike and the G failure are said to have made a deal with Kalu of Bodilon, Igbi Ragbiji, the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, the presidential candidate of Al-Qaeda People's Congress. It was in Umahia. And you remember that Umahia is a place where Oji Uzo Kalu comes from. So they put up a spectacle. I am more interested in what he told them. So should you. And there lies the comic relief. Don't you think we deserve one before we go to Asaba? Let's go to Umahia. A quick one. I mean, like, you know, that was everybody like, you know, welcome, welcome, and all of that stuff. And it's also this. Okay, sorry. There's another one, by the way. Sorry about that, okay? I think that should be this. And there's also this. Right. However, I am more interested in the part where Kalu started talking. See, listen, for the sake of your own mental health. I care about that. And I'm not playing this video to make your mental health worsen. So please, please, don't listen to this video, this part you are about to listen to. Don't listen to it with so much expectation like you want to listen to a presidential candidate. No, you are about to listen to the leading clown, the greatest comic content creator in this 2023. He held it as the champion for 2022. And even in 2023, he's dropped so many lambas and all of that. Just listen. Relieve your stress. It's going to sound boring. It's not, okay? You're going to see a dementia patient. You're going to see an Alzheimer patient. You're going to see what do you call a Parkinson patient. And all of this, right, are just to give you the insight of what the supposed biggest black nation on earth, Nigeria, is about to have to grapple with if he becomes their president for the next 8 years. So you can have a little bit of emotion. That part is just to feel sorry, especially for the children and the generation that are going to act. I mean, they are not around now, but they are going to be born into this misery. You can pity them. That should be the only emotion you have, but don't waste any for the sake of your mental health. Kalu in Uma here today.
Friend, my partner, and a member of our party, Chief Uche Iman Oga. Please stop all court actions. Come and see me. Boom, boom, boom. Father, you are the father indeed. City boy, you are the father indeed. City boy, you are the father indeed. I never see. Come home. Let us discuss this matter in our living room. No judge knows our politics better than ourselves. We are the politicians. We follow footsteps of our fathers and grandfathers. We put a party together to salvage Nigeria from hunger, destruction, and ignorance. Why are you taking it to third party who are politically neutral? Please, Uche,
come home. Let's talk this matter over. God be with you.
Boom. 5 Boza for Jagaban. Boza, 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 Boza.
I salute you. Bashagu, Bashagu. I know you've made your own effort. My voice is louder than yours. And I am the flag bearer of our party. And I swing on one side. Don't blame me. I know the value of victory. I know power is not served a la carte. Senator Chris Adige, thank you very much for all your friendship and everything. I am extremely happy to be here in Abia. Oh my, Abia State. I deal with state. And then this type of welcome you have given me since morning is extremely encouraging, and it makes me extremely happy. I cannot but help to feel the joy and pray to God Almighty to give you that might, determination, courage, and sincere effort to go to the polls with your PVC. For president, you vote for me.
On your mandatory stand, though, on your mandatory stand, no shaking.
On the 11th of March, they will bring governorship. But before then, on the day you are voting for president, you must vote for senator. Right? A, B, C. You will vote for House of Rep. Right? Who do you vote for? A, B, C. A, B, C. After that, go home.
Jagaban.
You owe me. You owe me. You owe Nigeria 3 fingerprints. 1 president. Put them. 2nd, senator. Buram. Symbol. Broom. 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 Broom.
Brum, 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 brum. Brum, brum, brum.
The 3rd one, go. House of Rep. Broom, 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 broom. Once you finish that day, just go and pray, watch TV, Don't announce any result on your own. Don't let them steal your vote. Stay there put. 3 people that you must elect to partake in the joy, happiness, and sharing of greatness in Nigeria is President, Senate, House of Rep, under the symbol of the broom. You know what they do with the rest of them? They are like lizards, cockroaches, and mosquitoes. And just take the broom, wipe them off. Boom, boom. Broom, 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 broom. My sister, you get that?
Yes, sir.
My brother, you get that?
Yes, sir.
You go do that?
Yes, sir. City boy.
Promise me you will do that.
When we do it,
Raise your hand up if you do that.
broom movement.
God bless you. Now, March 11 now don't come. The thing is close you. Don't think a distance from one another. In fact, no change of clothes. No change of symbol. No change of family. One man, one family. I don't know what you call rice and beans except indigestion. Abi? Yes,
sir. Oh dear. I warned you. If I didn't warn you, that's where you can blame me. Maiyegun, why now? Why now? I said, don't expect anything meaningful. Okay? And for the sake of your mental health, just prepare for a comic relief. Lamba ni Tinubu na greatest content creator. That is why some people are saying that if Nigeria is unfortunate, make Nigeria kuku finish unfortunately. And let Kalu be your president. Sure you get, because what Tinubu and APC, what Bokwari and APC did to Nigerians in 8 years is that they frustrated their lives, messed it up so bad, that the country that they once said they are the happiest people on earth, they have now become the saddest people on earth, suffering and smiling still. Very unfortunate. And they said, if you want to survive Nigeria, all you need is just data. All you need is to just get data. If you get data, and you still get frustration, Baba, there's possibility maybe say your situation no get remedy. But these are the people who are facing the worst kind of economic hardship in the world. But they still find a way to laugh about their problems. And the likes of Kalu, can make you forget about all those problems for a moment. And then you can also be filled with a pity and say, wow, is that the person they want to make the president of the Nigeria? Yes, he's the one. And he never finish talking to Abia people again.
And for that tomorrow, nah lie. The lie pass 4-1 nah lie. The lie pass 419 lie. With the Charade. Charade is our broom. And you see, no matter how strong you are, you can break this broom. It's together. We are together. Same party. Brothers and sisters. We did the same university. And that university is in Kechi. Emenike. To me, you want to start to enjoy the greatness of hope. You are in a water boundary. You can create tourism heaven in Abia State by collaborating with the federal government. And I am going to be, by the grace of God Almighty, that person who will work with you as federal government. Amen. I mean, I know they doubt. I know they fear. Èmi ló kàn. Ìwọ ló kàn. Àwa ló kàn. Gbogbo wa ló kàn.
Tony.
I wish you understand what they are saying behind me. They say the mortar, when you use pan yam, if you no make am with the wood, you make am with steel and metal, and mix with gold, you know they break. Right? Yes. It no go break. That's a famous promise. God Almighty will reward you. And we will reward you too. Yes. Don't stay anymore in opposition. Africa is in forefront, where we have the largest population. We have the brain. We have the smartness. All we need to do is think properly and perform diligently. We have a nation. The beginning has come. You get that? You and I are one. We started together. You see Lagos how it be? Go there now. You don't want to come back unless you don't get accommodation. The man wey wan run sef Labour Party, I no fit stay in Anambra, he moved to Lagos. and I am his landlord. I know they worry him. I just they wait for the day I beat up for election.
I say my leg, carry me they go. Anywhere Jagabande, carry me they go. Anywhere city boy they, carry me they go. Oh my leg, carry me they go.
Thank you very much. I want to tell you before I leave. I know the day is gone. More and more of you. If you have not made up your mind, you won't be here. You are here to support us. God Almighty will turn you in a source of happiness. God will help you. Follow the person with no road.
Yes, sir.
I am that person.
Yes, sir.
Arise, oh, come back.
Sorry. I know how long the two clips were. They are 16 minutes long. Yes. You have been watching and listening to Kalu addressing the Abians for 16 minutes. Tell me, is there something you pick as either policy or, I mean, I don't even know where to start from. Did you pick up anything as a presidential campaign that addresses anything that is going on in Nigeria not right now? Did you pick anything? Of course, there's nothing, so I'm not going to bother you. Nigeria is a joke because these clowns, they have stolen money that they could spend and buy election because they belong to that system and they can get away with anything. Yes, they can. And that is why I am going to take you straight to Delta State, where the accused, the SPVs, the businessmen, the people destroying people, I gathered today, and it was the headquarters of a place where they said they borrowed the 250 billion naira to sponsor Atiku's campaign. But that one not be true. They don't shop you. You have no idea that they said they used Delta State to borrow 250 billion. Doesn't mean that the 250 billion is put into Atiku's campaign. But guess what? Can you then go around and say, okay, Delta State, the third richest state in Nigeria by federal allocation to them. Do you know that? Do you? Okay. Now, that is not Maiyegun, third richest state. But it is also a state that is currently, there is a word though. There's a word they always use when they say someone is about to go bankrupt. Hey, no boy, no matter. You get what I mean? Delta State, as rich as they are supposed to be, right? These criminals who are also looting the system right there in Delta State, led by Okowa himself, have been unable to pay gratuities, salaries, pensions, and people are like, oh dear, man. So look around and tell me what you think 250 billion he has done in Delta State, other than it has helped to further weaponize poverty. Well, that's not the word. Since these are the jokers that are promising you a better Nigeria because they have the capacity to, they have access to your resources. Oh dear, man. Let's go to Delta. And on our way to Delta, I think, remember, this king, maybe this is enough for reasonable people to say, wow, I never knew this was their plan. Abi? But they don't give a damn. Trust me, they don't. And that is going to be like, what is the first reaction in Delta today, at least, to all of this? Keneri Dino is the one that opened the floor. And indeed, he just had this little show off to show you. And here is another angle of that show of shame. Clowns. Like I said, it's a spectacle. And the same way you listen to the comical relief of a Kalu of APC. Somebody was asking me, what is APC, Maiyegun? Okay, I have a definition. Guy, if I have to ask somebody, let me ask a friend. Guy, what is APC? I'm not going to answer you. Somebody's going to answer you now. What is APC?
APC is a grand fraud. Expert liars. They are first-class propagandists. They thrive on propaganda. They have spent so much money on media to cover them up.
You get that? That's the definition of APC. But if you want a pictorial or visual definition of what APC represents, as that expert, the Dido senator, that one too, now Dido senator is a former member. So it's not an outsider. So I'm just responding to, reacting to somebody's question. Maiyegun, what is APC? I don't know if that's a mock question, but that's the answer. That's the meaning of APC. But if you want to see APC in real life, what APC simply mean, take a look at this guy. I'll show you one guy now. This guy, even his own family member, they acknowledged him.
My name, as it appears on your CV, is my correct name, which is Lai Mohammed. Please don't believe what they say on the social media. They call me all sorts of names there. I used to ignore it until one day when my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why would they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him.
Yeah, that's the pioneer. When you combine the statement and that visual, you get the definition of APC, my brother. Or you can even use Google. That one may not tell you the truth. Okay? Just saying. Let's go back to Asaba. Where it's a long stretch, okay? You need to listen to this. And all they are saying, these are the conglomeration of businessmen. It's such a shame, right? That even those where they follow Atiku, the ones who show up, some of them are not really into it. I can feel it. Imagine Obaseki that went to Asaba, which borders Delta State. Edo that borders Delta. Obaseki went to Asaba and he was asking the audience. He said, all of us here, Edo and Delta, we have agreed and concluded to give Waziri 1.5 million votes. Is that so? No. Is that so? No. All that happened. I don't even understand anymore. But you will understand after watching this. What happened in Asaba today, despite all that is going on now, by the way, just say model clown show. You watch Kalu, you must watch this one too. Remember, you're not just watching this for the sake of watching it. You are watching this to understand the characters that are pretending to have something to offer in order to fix Nigeria from this divided as it is. See them up close, okay? And don't expect anything meaningful from them. I never expect anything meaningful from them. Just want to keep them for the diary. This is the first part, eh? Let's watch.
PDP, Delta people, una do well, make una clap on yourself. When I come, I see crowd for my neck, I see crowd for my right, I see crowd for my front, I see crowd for my back. I beg Delta, make una clap on yourself again. Because of this massive crowd, we go sing to the Lord Almighty. When upon life below you are tempted, when you are discouraged, thinking on His loss, now so many blessings and they one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. And then one by one, count the blessings, see what God has done. And then one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Please, Delta, every one of you, clap for Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. And today, we in the PDP, we in Nigeria, we want to thank Atiku Abubakar for giving us a vice presidential candidate that is not a Boko Haram member, a vice presidential candidate that is not controversial, a vice presidential candidate that is straightforward and transparent, a vice presidential candidate that is intellectually mobile, a vice presidential candidate that is administratively sagacious, a vice presidential candidate that is a medical doctor. A round of applause to Atiku Abubakar. Sheriff, when they raise their hand up, you know say you go vote for Sheriff. Thank you. Delta people, there is a mess thief, a mess barao. One chief mess for National Assembly, he said he will become governor for this state. Every APC power, every of your get power, Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost, APC don't fall for God. 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 PDP, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of our time, I want to invite to the microphone the Director General of our campaign, the Governor of Sokoto State, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Chairman Nigerian Governors Forum, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambua. Atiku dey come, dey go away.
the national chairman of our party, Dr. Ayu, the incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, TCON, and his dear wife, Dr. Mrs. Titi Abubakar, his running mate, the governor of Delta State, and by grace of God, the incoming vice president and chairman of the National Economic Council and his dear wife, the chairman of the campaign council, Governor Gabriel Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State, our brother, the governor of Edo State, the chairman of the board of trustees of our party, Adolphus Wabara, the former vice president, Architect Nama Disambo, former president of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, and a host of former governors and national leaders of our party here present. The great people of Delta State. Then they talk before, you don't tell when they talk. Say, Delta not they carry last. Not so? Delta not they carry last.
Enemies of progress, they don't know.
Don't show us. Say true. Delta not they carry last. And when I don't show us, say, for Delta, when I go follow person, where's Sabi Road? Not before? Atiku don't Sabi Road well. Yes. They don't stay for Villa before. All these other ones, they don't reach there before. They don't reach Abuja safe. They be provincial leaders. But we not follow them all. I believe that for Delta here, all of you go vote for who? Atiku, and Okoa. You go follow Sheriff because Delta is Sheriffine. Not be so? Now, let me remind you of something. You know, say ability will give you for Niger Delta here, NDDC. Not be so? Ability will give you now. Ministry for Niger Delta. Not be so? Ability will give you now. Program for amnesty program, not be so. All of these three, APC not be manageable. They manage them well. They manage them well. They give you, PDP give you. The thing only we require for APC was to manage them. They not be manage them. We go for them again. They not sabi the manual. They not sabi the road. They not sabi how to manage people because they don't know Nigeria.
Anyway, I told you, right? Don't expect too much. Enjoy the show. It's pure circus and a charade. If you are putting so much on that, I actually really feel sorry for some of you who claim publicly claim to be APC and PDP. Guys, honestly, right? I don't know how you are doing it too. I don't know. Like, in what is going on right now, you are bold enough to say you are a PDP Atifku, abi you are an APC Tifnumbu. About only courage gone. I mean, I'm just talking to you like a brother to brother, not like brother to brother. About only courage gone. Listen, every time people that this system is doing shege to, every time the thing hit them and shook them, maybe na hunger or unemployment or something like that. When they swear, Baba, you know go better for APC. Now Ogun go kill the PDP. And anybody where they support APC, but you were supporting APC, but instead you'll be saying now Ogun go kill you too. Now only you they suffer. About only mind though. I'm just saying, you know. It has gotten so worse that if you write on social media and say, vote wisely. Don't vote for a sick man. Don't vote for a thief. You that is supporting a Atiku, a BPDP, you will take offense. They didn't say name. They say vote wisely. Don't vote for thief. Don't vote for drug baron. They didn't mention name. But you, Papa, only leave her gone. I don't understand how it be. That's why I actually, so kind of once in a while, I feel sorry for some of you, even though I shouldn't. But I do. I just do. Like imagine you did somewhere on social media, you open your Facebook, people they cause APC supporter. You are just there peacefully, and you see all the causes, and you're saying God forbid. And I got to a point where by everywhere you turn, na cause. Waiting, because you see you are supporting those who have put you in this mess, right? Then you go to a point whereby you are fighting back on social media. Now your papa go die. Now your mama thunder go kill. APC is not our problem. We are the problem. Papa, oh, you strong, go. I'm just saying, if you want to offend them, just go and write it on social media and say, don't vote for a thief. Don't vote for a drug baron. Don't mention names. They go come. What do you mean? Do you have evidence? Why don't you just go to a court? But I don't mention them now. But why are you angry? So sometimes I feel sorry for you, okay? But let's go back to Delta. Where on behalf of the people of Edo State, Obaseki just promised Atiku 1.5 million votes between Edo and Delta. Baba, I don't know which one is going to be highest, but whatever is coming from Delta for Atiku, Baba, now a very, very expensive one. If you are from Delta State and watching me right now, and somehow you want to participate in this dear charade, and PDP is your choice. Baba, my dollar, people will go for Congress. They come back when they complete their housing project. Some came back and they invest the money in their businesses. Some came back, they bought cars. I have videos. You wait the year, they shout, they pull muscle, they beat chest, they you go day inside that sun. There's nothing wrong if they pay you 1 million naira per vote. You're not supposed to give them anything except they are ready to give you 1 million. 250 billion of your money is going into this fraud. They will come give you 1,000, give you 2,000. About how wrong now? Ask my friends. Obaseki on behalf of Edo and Delta. Listen to this one.
Please, can we give someone another round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite to the microphone the governor that proved that Edo is not Lagos, the second-time governor of Edo State, an economist, a financial guru, is now going to speak with us. Governor Obaseki. PDP. Up and down. We not be even there. Edo and Delta now one. So they send me message from Edo today. Say make I tell you and say that PDP I road day. We not say we go the other side for Edo before. When we did there, we say no road for APC. Now PDP now get road. And PDP when won't give us the next president. And our own Peking as the vice president, we not feel lead them. So let me say we not go win. We go win landslide. What I can't tell you now, we say Edo and Delta don't agree. So we must give Atiku and Okowa 1.5 million votes. On agree? So don't forget October 25th, all of us must come out. As we plenty here today, let me vote like that. God bless all of you. PDP! Please, can we give Governor Obaseki another round of applause? Delta people! Hey, Let's go.
the people of Delta State received the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar. Abubakar is clearly the next president of Nigeria.
I never finish, I still get some where I go share. You haven't yet the part of the student, Niger Delta student endorsing Atiku Abi. That's another part. We are not done yet. No, not even close. Are you with me? Let's go back to the Asaba. I know a lot happened in Asaba today. And don't forget this one, the highlight of it, okay? Just a reminder. Then we'll go back again. Yeah. Now let's go back to the same place, the same venue, where the Niger Delta student representatives, like the Southwest student representatives, Delta, see how they blow Delta money. If you are from Delta State, watching me right now, everything, when you see all these spectacles, right? You can sit back and be like, how much of my money? If you are from Akwa Ibom, if you are from Edo, if you are from where again? Just think of how much of your money is invested in this Atiku's business. Abi, the students are not left out. Everybody is cashing out from left, right, and center. Where are you? Even if you are a student from Niger Delta, look at me. Look at me straight into my eyes. They don't use you and your name. Go collect their own rubber, from Atiku. And this is what happened. On your behalf, we
are saying thank you, Atiku. Thank you, Atiku. We are saying thank you, Atiku.
Oh, how did I miss that? Like I said, there's so much disconnect. You actually noticed, right? When Obaseki said people should go out on October 25th, 2023, and deliver 1.5 million votes to Atiku. I'm sorry I missed that. Okay? It's just so much to take in, right? Let's go back in there. The student, on your behalf.
We are saying thank you, Atiku. Thank you, Atiku. We are saying thank you, Atiku. Thank you, Atiku. We are saying thank you, Atiku. We are saying thank you, Atiku. Thank you, Atiku. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to bring to the microphone the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please, it is time to bring to the microphone the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we will go around and say hello to every one of you. Atiku dey come, Atiku don come, Atiku don come, Atiku don come. Yes, everybody follow me. Atiku don come, Atiku don come, Atiku don come. Everybody follow me. Atiku don
president of the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and his dear wife. You will in Ibadan. The Southwest students of the National Association of Nigerian Students endorse you. Today, before you make your pronouncement, it is my pleasure to invite Comrade Kings Tamara Priye. Comrade Kings Tamara Priye, please come. Quickly.
If the Sati could not go win, they don't go win.
Upon the greatest, upon the greatest, upon the greatest Nigerian students. Upon the greatest Nigerian students. Great go, great back. I remember myself, Comrade Kings Tamara Priye, Coordinator, National Association of Nigerian Students, now Zone B, South. Please, because of time, permit me to stand on the already established protocol. Yesterday, we were live at Bayelsa State as we welcome the incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the People's Democratic Party campaign trail. Let me use this means to thank and honor His Excellency Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa for taking time to invest in the educational sector here in Delta State. I could recall very well, it is only in Delta State in the entire South. During the time of the strike, there was no strike. Nigerian students were in school during the time of strike. It is only in Delta State students are enjoying bursary. Your term as the governor of Delta State, you were able to establish 3 institutions, which is a plus to National Association of Nigerian Students. Your support to Nigerian students here in Delta State and the entire South, that's the reason why today we have mobilized the various students, the over 7.8 million Nigerian students across the South, and of course, the various structure of the Joint Campus Council to be here. Without wasting time, let's use this kind means to thank our incoming president for taking time to choose the vice presidential candidate that is coming from the that your choice of the vice president candidate is indeed in line, and we are very grateful. With him as the vice president, just go and relax and be sure that Nigerian students will deliver various structure will deliver over the 7.8 million South will always be there to support.
Anyway, let me save you the time. However, for some of you who likely want to know, somebody was asking, do you have evidence that Okowa is spending Delta State money? And I said, well, I didn't say that. The people inside Atiku's campaign actually told us. And you've listened to that as well. So if you're looking for any other evidence, I have one. Okay, before we continue, because Atiku himself actually has something to say. So I have one, and this is it. This particular letter is written by Dokpesi. Dokpesi is one of the Atiku's co-travelers. Okay, he was arrested in London just recently for something we are yet to actually be sure about. I mean, you know. However, this is a letter sent to Okowa by Dokpesi. Based on that rally you are watching right now on your screen, okay? Your Excellency may wish to find enclosed letter from former members of the President Muhammadu Buhari or Yemi Oshibajo nationwide supporters group who officially wish to decamp en masse from APC to the PDP in Asaba during the Delta State campaign rally on Tuesday, today, January 24, 2023. We have done due diligence on them and found that they actually have over 7 million registered voters in their fold. They are very strong in the South-South region. I am informed that in order to manage costs, they will come to Asaba with 3 representatives per state and 20 members of the national executive. I strongly recommend them to Your Excellency for consideration. Please accept the assurance of my highest esteem regards. Now, this doesn't mean anything, Abi. I mean, what is the letter? It's just saying that some people want to decamp. But nothing is cheap in politics. Nothing is free. Dr. C didn't just send a letter. He sent a bill that will bring people, executive of 7 million Buhari and Oshibajo supporters in the Niger Delta. Now, scam, that's how they run it, okay? Since they have been contesting election, since Bokwari has been contesting election in Nigeria, are you with me? Since APC don't participate in election in Nigeria, they have never scored up to 500,000 votes in the entire Niger Delta region. Go and check it. They've never scored up to 500,000 votes. However, someone is now proposing that this same Oshibajo Buhari, they have 7 million registered voters, and it go cost money to get them. To make up the team for all of them to assemble in Asaba. The crowd you are seeing in Asaba right now, you saw in Asaba there, right? They paid some of them. This is an evidence. He didn't just send a letter. He sent a bill. And look at that. That is what is attached with Dr. C's letter. For these people, 111 persons, 20 days, I don't want to quote all of that. Anyway, everything shall go be 31.2 million. Just like that. Chicken change from the 200 billion or 250 billion that they have already taken on behalf of the Delta people. I just thought I should mention that. Do you mind? Let's go back to, Atiku did say something, you know that. And I won't leave this conversation tonight without actually sharing that with you. The lies. And then despite all that are going on, they don't give a damn. See how cool how cool calm is. It is Nigeria, my brother. But listen to what you had to tell them right there in the same Delta.
PDP! Back to the people! PDP! Now, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are not in Delta State to campaign. We are in Delta State to show our gratitude, to show our appreciation, and also to say that we are with you in all respects. One, because of the support we have received and have received all along, particularly myself, in all my political career from 1999 till date, Delta State has never failed me. And I want to promise you that I shall not betray the trust of Delta State and in fact the Niger Delta sub-region altogether. That is why, as my modest contribution to your support over the years, I decided to take one of you as my running mate. As you know, a running mate is always a stepping stone. Therefore, it is up to you to give Governor Okowa the massive support that he needs to show the people of this country that you are committed to your own future. I want therefore to assure you, you must have read my 5-point agenda. One of those agendas is education. I want to commend this young man who, on behalf of all the students in Niger Delta, have today endorsed our candidature. And in my policy document, as far as education is concerned and the responsibility of the federal government is concerned, I said there shall be no more ASU strike. One of the items that is of benefit to you is also the issue of resource control or the issue of restructuring. It is one of the 5 items in my 5-point program. You, as Niger Delta, shall benefit from that policy, because it is our intention to devolve more powers and more resources to your respective states so that they can deal with their problems instantly, instead of you to wait for the federal government to do so. One of the issues was also mentioned in my 5-point program is the issue of unity. This APC government has disunited Nigeria, North-South, has disunited Nigeria, Christian Muslims, has disunited Nigeria in all respects. It is our commitment to restore the unity of this country. How do we do it? How do we achieve it? We will make sure that every part of this country, every religion of this country has a sense of belonging in the federal government. That one I promise you. What else did I promise? I said the security of this country is paramount. You cannot develop education, you cannot develop the economy, you cannot live in peace without security. It is our responsibility and our commitment to make sure we secure this country safe for everybody, wherever you may live. You must believe in PDP. Do you know why? Delta State has been PDP since 1999. And I have come to this place in 1998, 94, all these years. Have you seen the kind of progress that has been achieved in Delta State? Is that not PDP? Why will you go for another party, for God's sake? Why? You have no reason to do so. Are you going to continue to support PDP? Are you going to continue to support PDP? Now, the last issue is the economy. I promise in my 5-point agenda to make sure that the economy has a commanding height. Once you improve all those things I'm saying, you will see foreign investment trooping in. Just like when the PDP was in power, we had the biggest economic growth until we became the biggest economy in Africa. Is that not so? We have no problem about foreign exchange. We have no problem about scarcity of goods. We have no problem about high inflation. We have no problem about prices of goods and services. For God's sake, why would you go to another party that has now suffered us in the last 7 to 8 years? Please say no to APC. No to APC. APC down. APC down. Down, down. PDP all. PDP all. PDP victory. PDP all. God bless you, the people of Delta State. I love you all. I love you all. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Continue. 70 years old man. You. Jesus is Lord.
I will not allow you to. Hey, help me, 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 help me. If they carry me, they go, we are not know. Help me, help me.
Continue. 70 years old man. You. Jesus is Lord. Continue.
That's Atiku. Is a serial contestant, and he has a way of playing. He's been in the game for a while, He will promise the people of southern Nigeria restructuring. He will promise the people of southwest Nigeria restructuring. Promise the people of the eastern Nigeria, promise them to be that they will be the next president. Promise the people of Niger Delta that they are going to be the next president, and then go back to the north and tell them, remember, I'm a Fulani man. You need a very strong one to undo these noisemakers from southern Nigeria. And if you are looking for any, I am the perfect fit and all that. So that's Atiku. Something comes to my mind. Even though I want to sort of take calls, but I won't be taking calls there tonight. Okay, I'm just going to round it up and then call it a night at a point. However, if you have spent your evening with me this long, right, especially on YouTube, and then you are still here and you haven't really subscribed to my channel, do it. You know, doesn't cost you anything, does it? Just your time. Then drop your offering. Your offering is for you to like that broadcast. If you have actually been like, people have said that ordinarily I shouldn't even be asking you. I do understand that listening to a broadcast that is like over 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, right? You can be so sucked into it. So interesting, isn't it? Yeah, if you're a regular, you can understand what I'm saying. But I do like to remind you to show that you are here, and for me to actually believe that you probably love this, you enjoyed it, then at least drop your your offering, like the broadcast, share it. Doesn't cost anything, does it? Let's go back again. So there is this update. However, it's just going to be like a touching base and on everything, okay? So I think you should know, and it is coming from the Central Bank of Nigeria, coming, on your monetary world view. Two things, right? At the end of by the end of January, if you have any old note of their naira, if you have any old naira notes in your cover, go and break that kolo. Go and tell your kids to break all that kolo where you have the old naira note. All you have to do is go and deposit your naira, or else it's never going to be taken from you again after the 31st of January. And that it is said by Mayfiole in his own press conference. Maybe you should listen. If you haven't seen this before, if you haven't heard about it, today is 24th. You've got just about 7 days. Nigeria don't do you shege enough. So now keep your money for us. We say no go can't get value. Devalue arm, useless arm. You might have to do something. Listen.
He says reports suggest that many people want the deadline to be shifted for reasons ranging from their inability to gain access to the new notes or deposit their old currencies. I must say here that unfortunately I don't have good news for those who feel that we should shift the deadline. My apologies. The reason is because, just like the president had said on more than 2 occasions, and even to people privately, that for us 90 days, in fact, we feel is 100 days is enough for anybody who has money or the old currency to deposit it, the money in the banks. And we took every measure to ensure that all the banks were open or remain still open to receive all old currencies. 100 days, we believe, is more than adequate. We called on the banks. We said, not only are we requesting you to extend your banking hours so that you can receive old currencies, but we're also asking you to keep your doors open on Saturdays. Ladies and gentlemen, the banks did not have any reason to even keep their banking halls open on Saturdays. Neither did they see the kind of rush that they anticipated. Oh, there were normal people who came in to deposit money into the banks. And maybe in the course of time, I'll also give you details about how much had come.
There's been stories that the banks are not giving you the new notes. That's a different case, okay? If you have any of the old Naira notes, don't lose them, okay? Don't lose them, and just go to your bank and deposit them. You can take them out later after the 31st. So if the bank now gives you the old notes at their own counter after the 31st, then you can fight. I'm just saying is a very valuable information. Another one that is very sad, okay? But we can't just leave this conversation tonight without touching it. And that has to do with the report, which is about those who have become the victims. Now, in 2022, there's been there's a record of 145 Nigerian Catholic priests killed by terrorists in Nigeria. 30 others kidnapped in several attacks in 2022. So if you see an average Christians in Nigeria, an average Christian in Nigeria, especially those who have been the victims of this religious violence, terrorism up north, they will tell you, if you see them so much in opposition and somehow kind of look paranoid or experimenting a level of a paranoia because of this Muslim ticket, Osama bin Laden and then Pablo Escobar. So you haven't really suffered anything, so to say, that is that much gory and then very violent, then you wouldn't understand. They've done them so much dirty. Especially in 2022, they lost. 142 is not just a number. We're talking about human beings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if they start counting, these are human beings. These were human beings killed by the violence of a terrorism. And the terrorists, none of them is arrested or facing any prosecution as we speak. So if they are paranoid about this APC, Muslim ticket, right? Please don't try to gaslight them. Don't tell them they are overreacting. Are you mad? Show mad? Another part of it is that that's going to make me ask you if you are actually a mad person. Is this? Somebody said that, Maiyegun, you need to be fair to everybody if you are reporting. Look around you. Okay? This is what it was and this is what it is now. Yeah? And the one that is actually annoying is that part, the last part. So the second to the last part. Insecurity, then debt profile. The one that actually end up having to show Martin to bambere fair equity and joy fairness in talking about APC. I just thought I should let you know they've done enough. And then whatever you do with this information is up to you. I won't leave this conversation tonight without saying a big thank you to all of the people who have responded to our back to school support program, right? Let me tell you something. Remember that we intend to actually raise at least 10 million naira in order for us to be able to fund a project that will actually afford us the possibility to print at least 50,000 exercise books by the Yorubas Union organization, right? Now, we started that sometimes in January, and today I can tell you boldly that the good news here is that we are not just going to be catering for 6,000 school children in Yoruba land. We're actually going to be catering for 10,000 school children. That's exactly what our resources will cover. What does that tell you? In the next few days, you're going to be seeing some images, videos, visuals, mostly. And it's going to be showing you the happy, elated, younger children in Yoruba land that are going to be receiving our gracious goodwill, just like those who are their own grandmothers, grandfathers benefited last month. 10,000 school children will benefit from our 50,000 exercise books that we call the Back to School Project, okay? Now, I want to say thank you, and I'm continuing to say thank you. Be grateful to all of you, the Templars, the Temple of Truth brethren who have always been turning up. Then, most importantly, all of you have actually turned from being a Templar to becoming a unionist, the Yoruba Unionists who put this together. In a space of just about 3 days or 4 days fundraiser, we have managed to get ourselves above above 8 million naira, which we then actually pay for all we need, except the logistics. So before the day is completely closed, or before the whole thing is completely closed, I am going to be inviting all of you watching me right now to the second to the last fundraiser on this project until it's done. I'm speaking to those who are the unionists here. It's not the message for everyone, except those of you who are the unionists or the friends of the Yorubas. You're welcome. Okay, that's what we're gonna do any moment from now. That's gonna be tomorrow. this message is for all the unionists who put this together. We are about to go out and carry out this exercise. A lot of people are going to be so attracted to this. It's one of the best and the best move that we are actually taking in any recent time, right? So we're doing this not because we are expecting anything personal from the people who are going to be the beneficiaries, but we love doing it. I love it. Yeah? So tomorrow in the evening, there won't be much of the program. So to say, it is going to be a fundraiser to finalize this project, right? And mobilize the entire team that will be going about 100 schools in Yoruba land, 100 schools, 10,000 school children will benefit from this. I can't wait. So we need to make it happen as we have done that so far. So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time, okay? Good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé.